The sun had long disappeared beyond the horizon, casting the dense forest in a shroud of darkness. My heart pounded in my chest as I stood before the decrepit cabin, a relic of the past, surrounded by towering trees that seemed to reach for the heavens. My friends and I had ventured here for a weekend of camping and adventure, but now, the desolate cabin felt like a tomb. As I pushed open the creaking door, a musty odor assaulted my senses, the scent of decay and abandonment. My flashlight's beam cut through the thick dust, revealing peeling wallpaper and rotting floorboards. Shadows danced on the walls, their erratic movements heightening my uneasy. The cabin's unsettling history had drawn us here, tales of mysterious disappearances and ghostly apparitions that had plagued the woods for decades. I had always been skeptical, but the oppressive atmosphere made it hard to deny the sense of foreboding. My friends, Jenny, Mark, and Sarah, gathered in the dimly lit living room, their faces etched with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Mark, the most eager among us, had insisted we explore the cabin, while Jenny and Sarah shared my reservations. As we ventured further into the cabin, the silence was deafening, broken only by the soft rustling of leaves outside. It was Mark who discovered the first oddity, a series of peculiar symbols etched into the wooden walls. They were like nothing I'd ever seen, their meaning lost to time. We continued to explore, our footsteps echoing in the empty rooms. The cabin seemed to stretch endlessly, each hallway leading to another room filled with forgotten relics of the past. A sense of dread clung to us like a second skin, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone. As we entered a dimly lit bedroom, we were greeted by an unsettling sight. A collection of tattered children's toys lay scattered on the floor, their once bright colors faded and lifeless. Among them, a cracked porcelain doll with empty, soulless eyes sent shivers down my spine. Jenny gasped, her voice trembling as she pointed to a faded photograph on the wall. It depicted a family, their faces marked by despair and sorrow. There was something hauntingly familiar about the image, as if I had seen those faces before, perhaps in a dream. Mark's excitement hadn't waned, and he urged us to continue exploring. He had heard stories of a hidden cellar beneath the cabin, a place where the darkest secrets were said to be buried. The prospect of uncovering the cabin's mysteries filled him with a reckless determination. Descending into the cellar, the air grew colder, and the narrow stone steps seemed to spiral endlessly downward. At the bottom, we found a room unlike any other, a chamber adorned with strange symbols and lit by flickering candlelight. In the center of the room lay a crude altar, and upon it rested an ancient book, its pages yellowed with age. Mark, his eyes filled with a feverish obsession, reached for the book and began to decipher its cryptic writings. But as he did, the room trembled, and a guttural, otherworldly chant filled the air. My heart raced as I realized that something had been awakened, something malevolent and hungry. The walls seemed to close in on us, and a sudden blinding pain seared through my mind. I clutched my head, overwhelmed by visions of the past, of a family trapped in this cursed cabin, forced to perform unspeakable rituals to appease an ancient evil. Mark's face contorted in terror as the darkness closed in around him, his body lifted off the ground by unseen hands. With a deafening roar, a swirling vortex of shadows engulfed him, leaving nothing behind but an eerie, echoing laughter. In a frenzy of panic, we fled the cursed chamber and raced up the narrow staircase, the cabin seeming to groan and shift around us. The symbols etched into the walls seemed to come alive, pulsating with a sinister energy. As we burst out of the cabin and into the moonlit night, we could still hear Mark's laughter echoing in the distance, a haunting reminder of the evil we had awakened. We never spoke of that night again, but the memory of the abandoned cabin and its dark secrets haunted our dreams. It was a place where the line between the living and the dead had blurred, where the past and the present were intertwined in a web of malevolence. I often wonder if we were merely pawns in a sinister game, drawn to that forsaken cabin by forces beyond our comprehension. One thing is certain: we should have heeded the warnings of the past and left the cabin and its horrors undisturbed.